Hey folks, and welcome to Horsemanship 101 again today. I want to share a couple of stories that kind of validate a point I always make of it takes time. It takes time to make a good horse. Now, I decided to try someplace different. Got a nice little windy road here that hardly anybody travels on. There's trails off into the fields. There's lots of trees and stuff, and actually is a pretty nice view over there. So I wanted to try something different other than the plain old boring pasture that we usually ride around in, or the fields, whatever. But as you can see, I'm up here alone, and the reason for that is that the person I usually ride with, well, their horse won't go in my trailer. Well, I don't think that's a huge problem, but just train the thing to go in the trailer. And they have a different idea, and it's a rather expensive one. Their solution to the problem is a bigger trailer. So they're going to go out and buy a bigger trailer, which may also require a tow vehicle to go with it. A friend of theirs has a package, a truck and trailer they're trying to sell. I'm guessing that's going to cost about 10 grand. If you get, depending on the age and condition and whatever features, you can spend $20,000-$30,000 on something like that. At the very minimum, just for the trailer alone, they're going to be spending several thousand at least. And to me, that's a pretty expensive way to fix a problem. I don't believe in, for the amount I trailer, I don't believe in spending any more than I have to. That's why I've got this, this trailer. It doesn't look like much, but it's fit. It's got new tires on it and everything else. And by the way, on a warm day like this, the window's open. There's a couple of vents in the manger doors, and the upper section of the back doors is actually removable too, so it doesn't get too ridiculously hot in there. Because even with all this stuff open on it, you put a horse in here and close it up, it actually gets pretty darn warm. So just consider that. We do have all these closures on these things because up here climate gets pretty cold in the winter time, and I do trailer in the winter time some too. And when it's minus 30, you don't want your horse getting frostbite either, so you want to close it up a bit. Okay, so their solution to the problem, it's going to cost them thousands. Now, along with that is another story. I had a conversation with someone recently. They'd posted a video, and I saw a number of comments on, including the person that posted it, said, "Man, I'd like to have that horse. I want to have that horse. Boy, I wish I could buy that horse." Well, you know what? You can't buy a good horse. And the horse in this particular video was obviously very well trained, very well desensitized. The guy riding it had some pretty good horsemanship skills. I get the impression that he'd spent a lot of time with that horse and worked with it a lot. They had a pretty good relationship. And, well, you simply can't buy a horse like that. You have to make a horse like that, and it takes years to do it. And there's no substitution for time. You can send a horse off to a trainer, and, I don't care how many months they spend with it, you're not going to get that kind of a product. That's something that occurs over years, and anybody that's got a horse like that, they're probably not going to sell it. They're going to just say, "Hey, sorry, I'm kind of attached to this thing. I've also invested, 10 years into this thing. I'm not parting with it." So you can't buy it. You cannot fix problems with money. And I said to the one person, well, because they'd made a comment about, well, that can't possibly all be just training. That's got to be an exceptional horse to begin with. And, well, no, I'm sorry, it is training. And, there's the odd exception. Some horses just aren't all that trainable, and, just like humans, they might have a mental deficiency or something. I don't know. But, for the most part, you can take any horse and turn it into a remarkable horse by spending time with it. And, the person's comment was that, well, geez, that's okay for a professional like you, but somebody like me can't do it. And, well, you know what? That's the whole point of these videos. I'm not a professional. I'm just like you. And you have the same access to all the same information that I have. And you can do all the same things with your horse that I've done. And, that's kind of my point. You can't, some things you just can't fix with money. You can only do it with time. And that's what I talk about many times, is time. It takes a long time to make a good horse, and you got to do that. And you got to be willing to do that, and you can do it, but don't go off half-cocked. Now, there's a third story to this one, is I had a conversation with a guy. He said he really didn't like clinics or clinicians because a lot of them give the wrong impression. They go, if you attend my clinics or follow my methods or buy my DVDs or whatever, you can handle horses like I do. And a lot of people after a 3-hour clinic walk away half-cocked thinking, well, they can do that. And they try working with horses and either it doesn't work very well and they get really discouraged, or they end up getting hurt. Either way, it's a disaster, it's a failure. And it's because people don't realize that the demo horse that the guy was working with and showing off with, he's been working with that horse for 10 years. That didn't happen overnight. And it doesn't happen overnight. I didn't just wake up one day and decide I'm going to train horses. I've spent, literally thousands and thousands of hours researching, watching videos, reading articles, asking questions. And, so the guy had a valid point why he doesn't like clinics and clinicians, because of the, how people end up getting the perception that falsely, because it's marketing, they're trying to sell themselves, get you to buy their DVDs and convince you that, if you listen to them, you can be as good as them. And a lot of people walk away with a very false impression of, what they can do with a horse. And that's unfortunate. And that's something else I've also talked about is, be careful of the examples you see. Don't be fooled into thinking that, this is the kind of thing that you're going to achieve overnight, because like I said, the guy might have been demoing with a horse that he's been working with for 10 years. The guy might also have 20 or 30 years of experience doing it. So don't be fooled, but at the same time, don't be discouraged. But there is only one solution to a problem: time. Okay? Invest some time in your horse, spend time with your horse, and you'll be surprised what you can accomplish. If you give it a little commitment, put a little effort into actually doing the research and learning, you can do it too. Okay, folks? Have a good day.